All right, we're back. Now I've set up the same initial part, but now we're dividing by x squared minus 9. And notice when I set this up in long division form, I left a space here. That's because it's important to remember this 0x term, right? I have a linear term that has a coefficient of 0. That's going to be important because my spacing needs to be consistent so that I don't mix something up. And that goes for if I was missing a term inside here or on my synthetic division, I need to make sure I put those zeros in so that I have descending order and no gaps. Okay. So now that you've got that set up, why don't you take a moment and try it out on your own with the video paused, and then when you feel like you're comfortable with it, go ahead and unpause. Great. So just like we've done before, I have x squared. I need to get to x to the fourth. So that's going to be another x squared. Good. So that's x to the fourth. Then that's 0 x to the third. And then minus 9x squared. I'm going to subtract. These disappear. I have my negative x to the third. And here I'm basically adding 9x squared to negative 5. So that's plus 4x squared. I have 3 terms here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop one more term so that I have 3 terms down here. Now I went from an x squared to a negative 4x cubed, so I'm going to need to add, or I'm going to need to multiply by negative 4x. So negative 4x, that gives me my negative 4x cubed, and then negative 4x times that would be 0x squared, and then negative 9 times negative 4 is a positive 36x. And when I subtract, this term disappears. This term is 4x squared. This term disappears, so 0x. And then I want to drop my third term so that I have the same number of terms here. And then I look at my leading terms again. I have x squared. Here I have 4x squared, so of course I'm multiplying by 4. 4 times that, 4x squared. 4 times 0, 0x, and then negative 9 makes negative 36, and again we have 0 for our remainder. Linear here, or sorry, constant here, so I know I'm done. Whatever is left is my remainder. In this case it's 0. Okay, so that's one way to approach this problem. One other thing that you can do is notice I left this part up here. That was when we divided by x minus 3. Remember? Well, one thing that you might have noticed is that x squared minus 9 is factorable. So I could replace this x squared minus 9 with x minus 3, x plus 3. Now remember that right here I divided by x minus 3. Well, now all I need to do is to divide by x plus 3. So I can actually continue that on here, and because these were both linear, I could use my synthetic division. So when I have x plus 3, that means my 0 is negative 3. I drop my first term, multiply. Now see if you can do this on your own. Do as much as you can while the video is paused, and then continue. So I have negative 3 times 1, so negative 3. Add those together, negative 4. Multiply, that's positive 12. Add those together, that's 4. Multiply together, that's negative 12. and then I get 0. Now notice I got exactly where I did here when I divided by both the terms or both the factors at the same time. I have 1, -4, 4. 1, -4, 4. So these are the same thing. That's x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, so either approach will work. I can do them both at the same time with long division, or I can take each linear factor and use synthetic division, or I could use long division each time if I wanted to. But those are different approaches to that. Okay, I'm going to work through a few more problems, so just continue to try to do as much as you can on your own.